Now we are going to study the structure of brain, and also we are going to know the parts and its function in this class.
In detail, we are going to study about the brain. So brain is a CPU. As you see in the computer, CPU is very important to work with the computer, which we calls, hides and exhibits information, all because of the CPU. In the same manner, the brain has a major role in our body. Everything, it will be stored in the memory and recalled, remembered, and it is able to reason out everything. We can stand, we can sit, we can sleep, we can eat, everything because of this main important organ called brain. Brain is protected by the skull, external bone. Inside the skull there will be cranium. Inside the cranium you can find numerous of inward foldings. Inward foldings, right? Inward foldings. As and when the inward folding increases, the memory increases. If infoldings is less, then obviously our memory will be less. What is the reason behind this? Reason is when infoldings are more, the area will be increased. When the infoldings is very less, the area is less, right? When it folds more, area increases. When it folds less, area decreases. So infoldings increases your memory, and infoldings, when it reduces your memory, obviously IQ power will be reduced. Now brain can be divided into two hemispheres, left hemisphere, right hemisphere, like this. These are the two hemispheres. When you take one single hemisphere like this, so you can divide it as forebrain, the major part, midbrain and hindbrain. Three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Three major parts, which is a maximum area acquired in the brain. That is forebrain, and forebrain is cerebrum. Cerebrum is a seat of memory, conscious, and it is a part where it is associated with all voluntary actions. Remembering, releasing, thinking, and what we retype, what we recall, everything it is by the cerebrum. Cerebrum is a site of memory, site of thinking, site of reasoning. So cerebrum is very important in our body. It reacts to all sense organs. It retains all information, mainly voluntary actions. And when you come towards the midbrain and the hindbrain, it is mainly associated with the involuntary actions. Midbrain and hindbrain mainly involved with the involuntary actions. What are the involuntary actions? Digestion, vomiting. Vomiting, it is not under control. When it comes, you want to vomit, that's all. It is not controlled, right? So, all involved, heartbeat, digestive process, everything it is continuous, it is not under our control. So that is involuntary. So all involuntary functions is handled by the midbrain and the hindbrain. Midbrain is also seat of hypothalamus, and down to that we can have pituitary gland. What is pituitary gland? It is considered to be master gland, which controls all our actions. All other activities is controlled by the pituitary gland, hence it is called master gland. And this pituitary gland comes under the control of hypothalamus. Hence, hypothalamus is considered as master of master gland. Master of master gland. Now, pituitary gland is master gland. Hypothalamus is master of master gland. So this associated with the midbrain, and down to this you can have the pons called bulged part is called pons, and a leaf-like structure called cerebellum. This is in the hindbrain. And I said already pons. Many times in certain situations, by seeing the face, we can analyze whether they are very happy or sad or moody, something like that. How? By seeing the facial expressions, right? And many times we say that, mothers, teachers, everybody they'll say that, when you have the food, chew it properly. For chewing, so the upper jaw never moves, only the lower jaw it moves. When you talk also, the lower jaw it moves, right? Yes. Upper jaw is stable, lower jaw is having movement. So this movement, the movement of the jaw, facial expressions, everything controlled by the pons. And I said there is another part in the hindbrain called leaf-like structure, cerebellum. So you are sitting erect and you are bending and sitting without any posture, and when you are walking, you are not walking in a straight way, dancing and going. There is no control on your body. Many times you go very straight, very systematically, like a catwalk, and all this because of cerebellum. What is the function of cerebellum? The postures of our body, the gestures of our body, and the body balance. Everything is under the control of cerebellum. Now, we walk normally. Do you observe a drunkard how he'll walk? He'll dance and move. When he drinks more, he'll dance and move, right? That means the alcohol has a greater effect on the cerebellum, and cerebellum is not working properly, and hence he is not walking in a erect form. His dancing is losing the balance. So balancing of the body is by the cerebellum. And the hunger, feeling appetite, thirsty, so it is controlled by the hypothalamus. Many times in the summer we don't go for urinals frequently. In winter, in chillness, we go for urinals frequently. Why? Hypothalamus gives the action in the summer to sweat more. In the winter, there is no sweating because no temperature, no sweating, and urinals will be increased. And that water balancing is controlled by the hypothalamus. So like this, forebrain, midbrain, and the hindbrain has the major role on our body. Thinking, imagination, memory, it is under the control of cerebellum. All voluntary actions and receiving the stimulus from the sense organs, it is by the cerebellum. And the midbrain and hindbrain mainly involved with the involuntary actions like heartbeat, mastication, food, digestion process, right? Digestion process, it is not under control. Only having the food is our process, and digesting everything, it is involuntary, right? Heartbeat, you never control your heart. Automatically the heartbeat goes on, right? When it will be controlled, when it will be stopped, when we live our life, right? Yes, so that is involuntary actions, all carried out by the midbrain and the hindbrain. Okay. So medulla oblongata again involved with the involuntary actions like heartbeat, respiration, medulla oblongata, and it is again connected to the spinal cord, the backbone. The spinal cord is connected to the spinal cord. So like this, the information from the brain, it passes to the spinal cord and then to the arms, etc. for the other parts. So spinal cord involved in the reflex action. The brain is a major part. It controls all the activities of our body. And which were the main glands involved in the brain? Pituitary gland, master gland, and hypothalamus. Master gland. These are situated in a brain. So this is about the structure and function of the brain. So this will be asked for your exam. So practice this time.